Hello, I'm Rachel. Let's move on to our Pilates exercises today. So we're going to start at the end of our mat, so make sure you've got some space to come forwards. Feet underneath your hips, still holding that set-up position. We're just going to do a few roll downs to start with, so you're gently letting your chin come down to your chest. Rolling through your spine, bone by bone, always drawing your belly button in towards your spine. And then push into your core and breathe in as you unfold yourself back up to the top. So these are really, really good. It's all about increasing flexibility in your spine, building strength in your core, stretching out the entire back of your body. Keep digging down into the ground from your tailbone down to your heels. Breathe out as you roll down. Breathe in as you come back to standing. And we're going to do one more like this. This time you're going to breathe out and roll down. Once you get down to the mat, we're going to stay there. You can grab onto your elbows, just swing from side to side a little bit, feeling that stretch in the back of your legs. Just loosen up the entire back of your body, and then bending your knees if you need to. We're going to walk our hands out along double yellow lines, come in into a down dog shape on the mat, so spread out your fingers and your thumbs. Lift your heels, so you're lifting your hips nice and high. Keep that strong draw in of your belly button into your spine. Let your head hang. You can do some yeses and some nos with your head. Just let your head be really loose. Really draw your belly button into your spine. Lift your heels high so you can lift your hips high. And straighten your arms. Really lock your elbows out. Bend your knees a little bit. As you bend your knees, draw your head in towards your knees. And then slowly straighten your legs. So we're working here for a really good extension of your spine. Still drawing in with your core. And then let's gently come down onto our hands and knees. So you've got your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Belly button drawing in towards your spine. Pelvic floor muscles drawing in and up. Shoulders drawing down. So your body is a tight box, as tight as possible. And we're going to start reaching out, opposite arm, opposite leg. So point your toes, stretch from your hip down to your feet with your legs. Reach as far as you can with your fingertips, but you're holding everything really steady in the middle. Breathe out as you reach out. Breathe in as you come back to center. Work with your breath, find a rhythm that works for you. Remember, the main aim is stability in your core. This is such a good exercise, so it's one worth repeating. Keep going, just a few more like this. Last one each side. And then you can bring everything back down to rest in the middle. We're going to reach out with one foot, so keeping that leg straight, feel really broad across the back of your leg. Keep that leg straight, other knee still underneath your hip. And we're going to lift and lower that leg just up to hip height. So it's not a big lift. Push into your heel this time. So before we were pointing our toes, this time you're reaching down into your heel. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Again, the aim of this one is to be steady in the middle. Steady and strong. Keep going, just a few more on this leg. 3, 2, 1, and let's change legs. You can bend that other knee in. Reach out with the opposite leg and lift and lower. So you're keeping that leg really straight. Oh, got an itchy face. Both hands down on the ground. Breathe in, pushing into that heel, really broad. Broaden out across the back of your knee. Keep your shoulders low, keep breathing. Push into your heel so you're Not only lifting and lowering that leg, but you're extending it away as well. If you're looking down at your mat, that's great because it'll keep your neck in line with your spine. 3, 2, 1. You can bring that leg back in. One more on this leg. We're going to lift up. This time you're pointing your toes and we're going to draw circles. So 10 circles one way, and then we're going to change direction. As this leg is circling, don't let your body move. So your shoulders are strong and steady, your core is working, change direction. Pelvic floor is engaged. You should be feeling this one in the back of your leg, in your hip, in many other places as well. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring that leg in and let's go on the other side. So up to hip height. And then circles with that leg. Well done. Keep going. Let's change direction. Remember, you're aiming for real steadiness with the rest of your body as you circle this leg. Three, 2, 1, and you can bring that leg in. We're going to come down onto our stomachs. So bringing your arms out wide, elbows out in line with your shoulders. Really important for this one, draw your shoulders down low. So if you find that your shoulders are coming up to your ears, do a few pulses or even roll your shoulder blades down your back and then hold them there. So shoulders really drawing down, belly button drawing in and up, tailbone drawing down towards your heels. So you've got that strong back line, that core engaged as well. And we're going to start to just lift and lower just your head and your chest off the mat. You can let the tops of your feet just rest down on the ground. Let your heels flap out. Really steady in the middle, really engage your core, drawing your belly button into your spine. And then we're going to start to lift one arm at a time. Lifting and lowering. As we lift side to side, we're really working hard to stay stable in the middle, so not moving side to side. So lift up and a lower back down. This time we're going to lift both arms together, lift and lower. Keep your belly button drawing into your spine, keep your tailbone drawing down, and most importantly, keep your shoulders low. Last few, lift up, reach forwards, bring it back and down. Up, forwards, back and down. Up, forwards, back and down. 5 more like this. Pelvic floor still engaged. Tailbone drawing down. Belly button into your spine. Last one like this. And then you can rest everything down. Well done. We're going to do one more in this position and then we're going to stretch it out a bit. So holding this setup, so your tailbone is still drawing down your back. Belly button still drawing in and up, shoulders are still low. We're going to lift and lower, opposite arm, opposite leg off the ground. And you're keeping your legs straight, lifting as much as you can of your thighs, of your hips off the mat or the ground, whatever you've got today. Lift and lower. If this is enough for you, stay here. Obviously you're keeping your head lifted off the mat all the time. If this is enough, stay here. If you want a bit more, we're going to lift everything off, both arms, both legs, and you're paddling. So moving as fast as you can, opposite arm, opposite leg, up and down movements with your hands on your feet, keeping your legs straight. 3, 2, 1, and you can rest down. We're going to do 2 more like that. So draw your shoulders low, lift off both arms, both legs, and we're going to paddle as fast as we can. Up and down with your arms and your legs. Everything strong and steady in the middle. Really good one for warming up, but it's really hard work as well. 3, 2, 1. You can rest everything down. Catch your breath. We're going to do one more like that. So keeping your head in line with your spine. Let's lift off both arms and legs, belly button drawing in, and go with your paddles. Much as you can, keep it up and down. Don't let your hands go side to side. It's like you're smacking the surface of water with the palms of your hands, keeping your legs straight, don't let your knees bend, shoulders low. 3, 2, 1. You can rest down. We're going to come back up onto all fours, so push yourself back up onto all fours. Cat stretch this one out. So rounding your spine, arching up like a cat, belly button drawing in as tight as you can. Let your head hang between your arms, and then let your belly drop. Lift your head, lift your bottom. Cow stretch. Let's do one more like that. So rolling up like a cat. And then arching back down and your belly drop. Cow stretch. We'll come back to a neutral spine, and then we're going to come to seated. So just find a comfortable seat for you. Cross legs if you can. Nice and tall on your 2 sit bones behind your back. Thinking about having your rib cage over your pelvis. So your ribs are over your hips for this one. Belly button drawing in, so you've still got that length in your spine. You can roll back with your shoulders. And we're going to go back to some spine twists. We might have done these in the warm up. Really good one. Starting with prayer hands. Rest your thumbs on your collarbone, index finger under your chin. Breathe out as you twist out. Breathe in as you come back to the middle, and let's alternate sides. Work with the rhythm of your breath. If you want a bit more, you can reach both arms out straight, palms facing down, and keep going with that rotation. So you're rotating your rib cage over your pelvis. Imagine you're holding a piece of elastic in each hand. Keep that a really straight line. So don't let one arm take over and get ahead of the other arm. Well done, keep going. A few more like this. Really reaching through your fingertips. Last one each side. And then you can rest everything down in the middle. Well done. We're going to come onto our sides. So make a straight line with your body on the mat. Feet touching, knees touching, hips stacked on top of each other. Start off with the hands in front for support, but keep that hand low. If it gets too high, your shoulder's going to come up. We want to keep that top shoulder low. We're just going to start gently lifting and lowering this lower leg. So we'll push into our heel to start with. So you're really lengthening that leg. And then we'll point our toes, so you're really lengthening from your hip. So when you push into your heel, you're lengthening from your bottom, the back of your leg. When you point your toes, you're really working down the front of your leg. So a bit of both is good. Don't lift too high. Think about pushing down from your core, your hip, down through your leg, lengthening that leg more than lifting it up. And then we're going to glue our legs together, push into both heels and hold. Little plank for your legs. Feel a stretch in the back of your legs for more challenge. Get your hand on your hip. Keep this top shoulder nice and low. 3, 2, 1. You can lower your legs back down. Let's do one more like that. Lift up and hold. Push into your heels. Feel the length in the back of your legs. 3, 2, 1. You can rest down. This time we are going to kick up high. So turning this top leg out just a little bit, so your knee and your foot are slightly pointing up. Point your toes as you kick up, and then pull your heel down, heel to heel. So reach up, heel to heel as you come back down. Breathe in, keep your core engaged. You really want to feel this one from your core. If you want more challenge, you can bring this other arm above your head as we do this one, because it'll be too complicated to put your hands on your hip with all of this leg movement going on. 3 more like this. Last one. And then you can rest that leg down, bring that top arm, if you brought it out, back in front for support, in front of your belly button. Lift up your top leg, push into your heels, side kick forwards, point your toes and bring that leg right back behind your body. If you need to, bend your supporting leg, just for a bit more support. This is a really strong one for your core, so don't lose that connection in your core. Drawing your belly button into your spine, you're holding your hips steady as we kick our legs out as far as we can forwards and as far as we can back. Go with your range of motion for today. That is going to be different for everybody, and that will be different for you on different days. So listen to your body. You want to work to challenge, where you're challenging your core and you feel that you have to really draw into your belly button to hold your hips steady, but not to the point where you're compromising. So when you're kicking your leg out and you're kicking too far that your hips are moving, that means you've gone too far. One more like this. And then you can bring that top leg down. Well done. We're going to roll onto our backs. And what is a Pilates class without doing the 100? So let's move straight into the 100. Get your pelvis in neutral, so your tailbone's drawing down towards your heels. Feet are down hip distance apart. Belly button drawing in. Slide your ribs down towards your hips. Arms at your sides to start with, fingers reaching forwards. Let's bring both legs up to tabletop. So your shins are parallel to the ceiling, your knees are out, hip distance apart. If you're happy to, you're curling off your head and your shoulder blades, and we're pumping with our arms. So reaching with those fingers, shoulders low. Lots of space between your ears and your shoulders. You're holding a lemon underneath your chin. So your head is really steady. If you need to, you can bring your head down. But if you're able to, keep your head up. If you've got your head up, get your shoulder blades right off the floor as well. We're going for 10 breaths like this. We're halfway. Keep going. Breathe in. You're keeping your arms straight because you're moving your arms from your shoulder blades. 3 more breaths. Last breath in. Last breath out, and you can do a full body stretch out. Give your hips a roll if they need it. And then we'll bring our arms back to our sides. Plant your feet back on the ground. Let's get back into neutral. So drawing your tailbone down towards your heels, pelvis in neutral. Slide your ribs down towards your hips. We're going to bring both legs back up to tabletop. So your shins parallel to the ceiling. Both arms up to the ceiling this time as well. And we're drawing circles. So big circles with your arms. Breathe in as you circle in. Breathe out as you circle away. We're keeping our heads down for this one, but you're holding your legs really steady. You should feel this in your core. Your core is working hard. One more this way. And let's change direction with our circles. Super steady in the middle, shoulders low, belly button working hard. 3, 2, 1, and then you can rest everything down. Well done. We're going to roll onto the other side that we didn't do before. I'm just going to change position so you can still see me. So reach in. Check that you are on the other side this time, because you don't want to do the same leg twice. Hands in front for support to start with. Reaching down, lengthening that leg, and we'll start lifting and lowering. Pushing into your heel. Well done. Point your toes, get that stretch in the front of your leg as well, really reaching down. So don't lift too high, really focus on lengthening that leg. Feel like that leg is getting longer. 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to glue our legs together and lift and hold both legs, pushing into your heels, hands on your hip for more challenge. So really digging into your core now. Keep this top shoulder nice and low. 3, 2, 1. You can rest everything down. We'll do one more like that. Let's lift up and hold. So keep your hands in front for support if you need that support today. If you want the challenge, hand on your hip. But I am rolling a little bit more on this side, so I'm going to keep my hand in front. Keep holding. 3, 2, 1, and we'll lower back down. Well done. We're going to turn that top leg out just a little bit and point your toes. You kick up this time as high as you can, and then bring back down, heel to heel. Breathe in, lifting that leg and then pulling it back down. So your front leg is lifting up and your back leg is drawing you back down. Everything in the middle is really steady. Your upper body is nice and still. Nothing else is moving. Well done. Three more like this. 2, 1, and you can rest that top leg down. Well done. We're going to move on to side kick forward, so lifting that top leg up, push into your heel as you kick forwards, point your toe as you bring that leg back. Remember, bending your supporting leg if you need that support. Hands in front for support for this one. Breathe in as you kick forwards, and breathe out as you bring that leg back behind your body. Keep this top shoulder low. You might find that you have a bigger or a smaller range of motion on this leg. That's very normal. Or you might feel like they're both exactly the same. Enjoy it. Just do a few more like this. Push into that heel as you come forwards. Point your toes as you come back. 2, last one. And then you can rest that top leg down. Okay, 2 more exercises. You're going to start lying down. So feet, knees bent, back into a neutral spine. So your pelvis is a neutral, tailbone's drawing down. Slide your rib cage down towards your hips just to engage more core muscles. We're going to stretch our legs away. So just take a moment to feel that the whole back of your body, your shoulders are drawing down, your tailbone's drawing down, the back of your body is drawing down towards your heels, and the front of your body, especially from your core, is leading in and up. We're going to bring one leg up to the ceiling, hold that leg at the back of your thigh, and we're just going to warm it up to start with. So bend and flex, pushing into your heel at the top. Keep that other leg straight down, feel that stretch in your hip. Once you've done a few of them, you can let that leg float up to the ceiling, point your toes, turn your leg out, and we're drawing circles with that leg, keeping it straight. So your knee will want to bend. Do everything you can not to let your knee bend. Belly button and your whole core is drawing you down onto the mat. Shoulders are staying nice and low. Let's change direction with those circles. Really aiming to keep that leg straight. Drawing circles on the ceiling with your big toe. 3, 2, 1, and then you can bring that knee into your chest just to release that leg, straighten that leg away, and let's bend and flex the opposite leg. So really starting to warm up the back of your leg, push into your heel. Again, you might find it very different on each leg, just notice that if that's the case for you. Let that leg float up to the ceiling, arms to your sides, point your toe, turn your knee and your toe out, and let's draw those circles. So really working hard to keep that leg straight. Belly button's working hard, pin yourself down to the mat, your body is not moving at all. Really strong, really steady. Let's change direction with those circles. Use your hands as well just to draw down onto the ground. 3, 2, 1, and then you can bring that knee into your chest. In fact, let's bring both knees into your chest. Keep them hugging. You can do a little roll on the base of your spine. And then gently roll yourself, if you can, up to the mat. We're going to do a rolling exercise next. This is a good one. Grab onto the back of your legs. This time have your legs kind of mat distance apart, or at least hip distance or wider. Lift up, point your toes, lift your feet off the ground. Find a balance point on your sit bones. So we're going to keep hold of the back of our thighs. Keep your shoulders low, lift through your chest. This whole movement is controlled by your core. So you're going to push into your belly button, which will roll you back. Push into your belly button to come back up. And as you come up, do everything in your power not to let your feet touch the floor. So you're aiming to keep that balance, build that control, keep your shoulders nice and low. Try not to roll too far back on your spine. Try and keep it lower back, mid-back roll. Keep a lift of your chest. Play around with it, see how you go. Obviously, if you touch the floor, don't worry. Just do what you've got today. Use your belly button, really control that move from your core. So push to roll back, push to come back up. 3, 2, 1. And we're done. Well done. Let's move on to some stretches and relaxation. Really good.